Yeah, I believe these players are similar in execution. I did a little bit of pre-stream research. I think they're both at like a high 30, low 40, 80% range. So I think we'll be
Yeah.
even in execution wise. In terms of bingo experience, I think they've both been around for a similar amount of time. Should be a solid matchup.
Yeah.
We do see Cookie using the in-game bingo client. I think that offers a much easier way of reading the board. I've never tried it myself, but I think it's good. As
Yeah,
far
no,
as
I don't use
reading
it
the board,
for reasons, as you
what do
know.
we have? Couple early objectives. Obviously, 1-up and 1A is one of the first objectives you ever see. That's located on this
Yeah,
board.
there's
Hold
also
stick
just three
set.
one up. So it's a case of do you pair them together, or do you get one up in 1A and then get the other two one ups later?
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of reason to get all the 1-ups straight up, but maybe some people see that. One thing I like is
Yeah.
old site cassette, old site B-side.
Yeah.
Very clear synergy there.
Yeah, I think you play 2B first passive.
2B has a lot going for it. There's 2 binos and 3 chapters, 10 binos. Those alone
Yeah.
have good synergy. There's not much to go for 2A. Maybe like a winged berry towards 5 wings, but that's really not much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
This is definitely a balanced board. There's actually a decent amount in resort, right? I see 3A
Yeah.
start berries, a huge mess order.
There's heart.
Yeah. Winged berries alone have good synergy as well.
Yeah.
I would say resort has a decent amount of objectives, maybe grabless 3A as well. There's also a lot of incentive towards B-sides. You got your 6 binos and B-sides, bino objectives, 2 binos and 3 chapters. So I think we're seeing a lot of different routes. Personally, it'll be interesting to see which player chooses what. And the first route divergence is going to be 1-ups, I believe. We see Brandon going for 1-ups and Cookie not going for 1-ups. So already a different approach.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, grabbing the wing though, I like it for Cookie. I find when I play bingo a lot, I always just grab that first.
So if you decide to play 2A, then you can get that by mess.
Yeah, I think.
You play 3A.
Yeah, I think if you're going resort, you probably don't want to go 2B, just because you can get to the resort stuff quicker and you can get that 5 winged. And well done from Brandon, pulling off a 1-up in a bingo bid is always a lot of pressure, but it just sets you off on a good start when you can get that done. So that will mean Brandon is behind in execution progress. So yeah, the progress disadvantage for Brandon is interesting. Of course, Brandon doesn't know whether or not Cookie went for the 1-up, so we'll see how that affects the routing.
Also, one thing I noticed, both players getting ZCAD route, which is really good.
Pretty impressive. Brandon dying with a couple berries, though, is not...
Yeah, that is not good. Oh no.
Though, to be fair, there's not a lot of reason to be collecting more berries beyond the 1-up. There's 15 berries in 3, 15 in 4, which are solid, but they have a lot more importance later on in the game. In the early game, getting all those berries up front kind of loses too much time sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe grab the fast ones, which I think Brandon was right to do. Just get the quick ones.
Yeah, like, I think what you do here as Cookie is you get ahead by playing 2B because you have that lead going into 2A.
Yeah, Cookie definitely has the information to know that he's ahead, and grabbing the bino, good call. Only works towards 10 binos, but might get him there a couple seconds sooner. Yep, Cookie going for old set cassette, that is what you want to see. I wonder, is this going to give Brandon the information he needs to make a better choice for the next play? Because old site cassette tick, maybe this is Brandon's call to stay away from 2B and keep rushing 2A.
Yep. Because there is drops for Theo cutscene, which Awake is really fast if you do it so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think from where Brandon and Cookie are, they're almost equal in execution. Oh, we do see Brandon going for 2B though. We'll see how or maybe just grabbing the cassette for the future. We'll see whether or not he goes in.
Yeah, maybe Brandon is that confident in his 2B.
Oh, okay. No, this is interesting. I almost understand this play because 2B is gonna slow Cookie down. That at least Brandon can grab the cassette as like a contingency for later on. Maybe 2B is still on the board in the late game. At least now you have the cassette, you have access to that level. But I think if you don't want to go 2B at all, maybe skipping the cassette has some merit. That being said,
Yeah.
okay, wow, this
Again,
loses a lot of time, that's for sure. I don't know how much incentive there is to finish start of 2A. It seems like a lot of time to go out of your way just to quit out and go 2B anyway. I mean, I guess there's a winged at the end of 2A. There's 2 optional Theo cutscenes, so there's a little bit of incentive, but I think that was a fair amount of time loss. Especially if you know your opponent got the cassette first. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, 2A has its merits with the winged berry. Not many individual berries. We'll see how that plays out, but this gives Cookie a resounding lead. About a whole checkpoint.
He's having a rough time with coin skip and just decides to go for the coins.
Yeah, this coin skip is...
Honestly, can't blame him for that. Because it is a fairly difficult trick.
Now maybe this... I did see information, insider info from chat that Brandon does love 2B. And honestly, that's a fair reason to go, because if you look at the rooms, Brandon's now made up almost that entire difference. So maybe just knowing your confidence. Yeah, it might be tough. Coin skip takes another victim. Honestly, one of the hardest skips in the entire chapter. Yeah, okay, Brandon has a 1-3x 2B that is fairly confident for this level of bingo. But Cookie still has a lead. The coin skip took Brandon some tries too. Grabbing the binos first.
Base corner jump. I agree.
Yeah, corner jump is a great strat. Alright, one and a half more rooms for Cookie. Alright, we see it turn green. So, I think it ended up being not as big of a difference as expected, but Cookie still ends up winning from just getting into the chapter first and Brandon unlocking. I wonder if Brandon didn't unlock the end of start and just went straight into the chapter, would that have been enough to make up the difference?
It might have been.
Not. It would have been a closer race. As far as chapter skips go, we do see Cookie skipping 3A. That makes sense. The synergy... There's not much synergy between 2B and 3A. I think you can get access to a lot more binos by skipping chapter 3.
Yeah, because 3A has no binos, whereas...
Well, you could go 3B through a very long process, so definitely not worth it. Whereas if you're just going for the 4A and...
Yeah, it seems like Cookie is not going for any berries.
We do see Brandon going into resort. I think that makes sense. You know your opponent's ahead, you might just have to find where you can get objectives that your opponent isn't. Brandon gets a good read, is able to carve out their own path to objectives for the game. I think that's good. Grabbing 3A start berries, very reasonable. I wonder, is it... 3A start berries is a pretty slow objective on the first pass. I would say, honestly, it costs nearly a minute of gameplay, but if you think your opponent's not in resort, that might be worth it.
Yeah. Board.
Yeah, I think I like the 3A play, especially if you think you're behind and your opponent isn't in 3A. It gives you a decent amount of objectives.
Yeah, Brandon already got berries, which means it is progress towards 15 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, so we're seeing a definite route to this. Maybe though, if you do want the berries, like I think that's why playing through the end of 2A would have been strong for Brandon, because then you can get a lot of quick berries and intervention, you can get that winged in a wave, so... I understand the 2B play, especially if Brandon loves 2B, but 2A might have been a little stronger.
Go, instant ticks, Golden Bridge Blue.
Is
so
this what I think it is? 4B, 2B, 4B route.
4B?
I think I like it. There's really not much.
Yo!
After Ridge Blueheart, there's nothing left in Ridge. Other than maybe all collectibles 4A, but you can always come back to that. And 4B gets you 6 binos and B-sides.
I think this might allow, depending on how good Cookies will be, is allowing Brandon and Cookie to enter 5A at the same time.
Keep in mind, Brandon has the option to just play 4A and skip through 5 just to get to late game. Of course, I haven't looked much at late game, but it doesn't seem like there's too much back there. Wait a minute, there's 5 binos in Summit. That's it.
That might be pretty strong.
But that's one objective. There's not much reason to quit. There's not much reason to play past Temple. There's one objective post Temple. This is a very unique board. I think with all this, there's so much. Wow.
This much of before Temple.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I think this is gonna change how the game plays out a lot. I didn't even think about how there's not really much late game. So honestly, picking up a lot of early game stuff, like going through 4B, taking the time to get the binos, I see why that's worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that all? Did Brandon get all the 3-star berries? Because it makes sense to do.
So.
Yeah, he did. Okay, sweet. Yeah, getting all the 3-star berries, but delaying it makes total sense. The odds that your opponent goes back into Resort and goes for all those berries is very low. It's a pretty safe situation to go away from.
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's a reason to go into both 3A and 4A on the board.
Yeah. Maybe the Ridge skip could very well make sense, because there's a lot more in Temple than there is in Ridge. But Ridge has a couple of things going for it, such as having fast berries, all collectibles 4A, having an easy blue heart. Ridge doesn't have any of its own objectives if you're playing through it second fast, but it does have a lot of synergy with some of the overarching objectives on this board. Worth noting, there is Grabless 3A, and Brandon is not choosing to play Grabless, but I think that makes sense. I mean, Grabless Mess, especially when you're going for berries and hearts, could lose a lot of time. Maybe we'll see.
I did not see Grabless.
Yeah, Grabless 3A, just another reason why 3A could have some actual decent synergy going.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we do see Cookie starting to crack up his inside objectives. Yeah, it's super powerful. There is a decent amount of synergy between 2B, 4B, and the 4A binos.
Yeah, like, binos are decently strong on this board.
Yeah. And that's why that's definitely why both players went 2B first fast. Like, even if you know your opponent's in 2B first, maybe you just think, I don't want to miss out on these bino objectives, I want to be able to contest them. So, maybe that's why Brandon going 2B, despite being able to maybe assume Cookie was behind. Lightning Reed with the hot take, Scattered and Lost is the most overrated track. I won't debate you on this, but I will say it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I won't get into the entire conversation. Yeah. That sure is a hot take.
I'll just give my take really quick. I honestly feel like some of the songs are better, you just don't hear them for as long. Like, prime example, Quiet and Falling.
Yeah, very great song. Very great song.
You hear it for like 30 seconds and 80%, but it's such a good song.
Yeah, I think the relationship speedrunners have with the music is very different just because of the nature of how we play the game. You hear Quiet and Falling for such a small amount of time, but it's a really nice song.
I will play Arb eventually, okay? I haven't learned 5-Arb yet.
5-Arb, possibly one of the best chapters in the entire category.
Oh no.
Alright, so we see Cookie wrapping up with the B-sides. This puts Cookie at 9 binos. Probably if Cookie's going into chapter 5, the chapter's 5 is set, so we should expect 10 binos to go his way as well. And also takes 5 binos on this side. There's 6 binos on this side. Now, what's Brandon's objective now? Because obviously he has 3-star berries, has the mess order, has the blue heart. Brandon's at 4, I believe. It will also have a pretty good advantage to 5 wings. So I would say this is an even game, even though Brandon is 4 behind in the score. He's just delaying a lot.
So, what exactly is there in 5A on this board? We have and I think that's it for the 5A specific stuff.
Yeah, where are the objectives on this board? there's
That's
search.
What are the objectives?
It's just such a strange board. Like after this, where do people go? I mean, we'll see probably. I think 5A is good because you can go to grab a search, you can get your secret kill, secret stuns pretty early on. Works towards 5A sides. This board only has 18 objectives, I believe it.
That's true.
But yeah, after those secret objectives, I think you have to start backtracking. Or maybe you finish 5A, get the quick 5 minus and summit. I don't know. One thing I want to see is when does Brandon decide to tick objectives? Because once you know your opponent hasn't ticked for a while, you start to think, are they in resort? Are they going to start stealing my objectives? The last thing you want to do is lose an objective that you've been delaying for a little bit too long.
Yeah. Also, just wondering, when are the players going to go to get their one-ups? Because it's been on the board for a while now, and there are plenty of opportunities to go for it.
I think 3 1-ups.
Sometimes already, wow.
Brandon does have the 1-up from 1A, so a little bit of advantage, but I think Brandon's still in progress mode, still trying to just get 2 objectives. But we'll see. I think maybe you'd go 2A, just 2A start and grab those double 1-ups there.
Yep.
Or maybe 4A double 1-up. We see Brandon deciding between 4A and
Brandon
5A.
going? Skipping 4A to go into Temple.
Okay. I understand the ridge skip here. There's just not much in 4A. But there's also not much in 5A. I don't know.
3A. Oh no.
This is now actually very big for Brandon because of the delays. I think
Brandon might over-delay here.
Yeah, it's now we're in the danger zone where if you assume maybe 2 to 3 minutes for your opponent to get the 3A star berries, when do you decide? When is it safe to tick? There's a lot of strategy here now for Brandon, and I think you gotta think that he's keeping it in the back of his head, like, when can I tick? And if you look at your opponent's ticks, you've seen that they've been constantly ticking off binary objectives, B-side objectives. There's no shot that Cookie's been in resort yet, so if Brandon can play this right, he has the information he needs to make a good play.
Yeah.
The one thing that's worth noting is this could give Cookie the 5
wait.
which would be a good snipe.
Cookie missed a berry.
Ah, okay, so Cookie might not be getting the start berry.
I think this is... I'm not sure now.
Yeah, I think Brandon needs to at least get the... Yeah, okay, there you go. Good to see Brandon going for this 5A wing. I think that'll make the 5th wing.
Yeah. Just wondering, did Brandon do the mass order? I think he did, right?
Yeah, I did not end up looking. So which winged berry did Brandon miss? Because he should have access to 5 at the moment. There's 1A, 2 in there, there's 2 in 3A, and there's the 1 in 5A. Chasm? Okay. I think it's definitely the play for Brandon to get 5 wings as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We're now starting to get to the point where the delays are risky. You've already baited your opponent into resort. You might not know that for sure, but from the commentator's perspective, it's starting to get to the point where Brandon needs to take some objectives.
Yeah, like Brandon only being at 1 while Cookie's at 6, like this is really sketchy. And if it goes south, it's very fast.
So Cookie's going for the mess order, and that means that the blue heart tick is going to come a bit later. If Cookie went towels first, that would sacrifice the mess order, but get them to the heart first. So this gives Brandon a little more time, but not much. I think what you do is you finish this checkpoint, you go for that winged, and you tick everything because you're running low on time. Yeah, entering towels now for Cookie. That's about 20 seconds at most, and Brandon keeps playing 5A.
This is stressful.
That's another winged for Cookie. I think Cookie's at this point had more than enough access to 5 winged, just hasn't routed them.
Yeah.
Maybe not. No, I guess not, because there's only 2 in 1A, hasn't played to 4A, hasn't played through 2A, so Cookie only has access to 4B. But I mean, I guess Brandon's going for Grabless Search right now, but that's not a hot objective.
Yeah, I don't think
Grabless
Gravel
Search and
is
Seeker stuff.
exactly being contested right now.
Yeah, it's looking like this is gonna go green, at least for Resort Blue. And then once the Resort Blue Heart tick happens,
But I think Brandon just ticks everything.
yeah. But I mean, maybe Brandon's thinking like, oh, my opponent's going for 3A start berries, so if I see that tick, then... Okay, wait! Cookie's not ticking Blue Heart either!
Oh my god! The delay!
There's
Oh my god!
very rarely a situation where two players have an objective and it remains unticked, but this is surely a thing that is
What
happening.
is this?
Yeah, at this point, you know your opponent hasn't ticked anything in what, 3 minutes? That's more than enough time to get 3A start berries. That's enough time to get to Resort Heart. So I think from Bearman, you gotta start thinking about that tick, and the Resort Blue Heart turns green. What? Yeah, okay. We see the instant reaction from Brandon, just saying like,
Yeah,
don't take my
Brandon
pick.
just hit.
Yeah, just way too long.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, that's.
No!
It had to have been what, 3-4 minutes since Cookie last took an objective. I think at that point with your Brandon, you have to see like, I can't delay this for much longer. But
Theo cutscene.
yeah, on the bright side, Brandon can now get the temple stuff, but he's also losing objectives that he had to begin with.
Yeah, so at this point, for Brandon, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah. I definitely I like delaying the resort stuff there. It's just about knowing when is that no longer safe to hold on to. I think it was about a minute ago. And yeah, I think another reason why 2A would have been strong is that it would have gotten access to 2 optional Theo cutscenes, which Brandon had access to, having 3A and 1A, but just never went for him. Yeah, Cookie made a strong play in just going through 3A. From Cookie's perspective, he had no idea whether Brandon played 3A or not, so just go for the 3A stuff and hope you get it. And I think that is reasonable. Yeah, I guess from Brandon's perspective, it was just an information thing. Like, Brandon didn't have information on where Cookie was, so he just decided to keep delaying. And then that lack of information ended up giving Cookie what he needed to snipe. Right. Yeah, so Brandon still needs to get the wing from Chasm for 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is a secret kill attempt, but not a grabless search attempt. Yeah, so I think this is just a case of Brandon not prioritizing the right objectives, because Brandon had access to 5 winged, had access to all the ticks that he could have made, had access to 2 optional Theo cutscenes, but instead chose to go temp.
So I just want to ask, what is Cookie's win con for this?
That's a good question. There's enough options on the board. I think Cookie wants to get the core objective. You know, obviously has played 2 B-sides, has gotten 2 blue hearts, can get switched to ice on the right of core. That's a pretty quick one. I think you just try to pick up whichever objectives you can find. This does mean that Brandon's going to get the Seeker objectives, I believe. Has already ticked Stun Seekers 15 times, is going for a Seeker kill now, but did not pick up the Grabless Search. Yeah, so I know Seeker kill is probably going to come up soon. I think Brandon still has more than enough time to get it soon. Cookie's moving through 5B, but probably won't get there soon enough as Brandon's going for the kill now. And it does turn blue, so... Yeah, I think I like a lot of Brandon's plays, just the plays that mattered ended up being not ticking off the objectives that he had. Like, I think when you tick off the Start Berries 3A, you should have also ticked off Mess Order at that point, which is a shame it went through. I think it's really strong actually to delay the 3A, go into 5A, because if Brandon maybe waited 2 minutes to delay a lot of the ticks, that would have given Brandon the 2-minute advantage into Chapter 5 that might have mattered for those Seeker stuns, and he would have picked up Resort Blue Heart, Mess Order, probably could have picked up the 5 Wing. This would have been like a 7-7 game, so just unfortunate couple of delays ended up changing the tide of the match. Yeah, I guess Cookie timed the 3A ticks well enough that Brandon might not have had enough time to react.
Now 2A.
Yes, I like what I've seen from Brandon. It seems like he had 2A, I think is for A sides maybe. There's 5 A sides, there's winged berries here, maybe 1-ups we could be seeing.
But I don't think Cookie's going for 5A sides because... Oh, yeah, 1-ups.
Yeah, this is the 3-1. I like this. I mean, try to just get whichever objectives can get you to 13. This one's solid. I still think that Ice to the right of core is a solid objective for Cookie, but this one's just about as solid. So yeah, I think Brandon had a lot of strong plays, just the unfortunate play that ended up losing the game, or at least setting him very far behind. I guess the game is not over. It's just waiting a little too long on a couple of delays.
In Bingo, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think delaying is such a risky type of play. It's high risk, high reward most of the time, and we saw both potential reward and the ultimate risk of delaying, where Brandon was nearly able to waste a lot of Cookie's time, but ended up losing out on a lot of objectives because of it.
1-ups.
Yeah, that was a very clean 3-up. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Not many mistakes to see.
Now Brandon's playing Summit, but he's playing so well.
Yeah, this picks up. I mean, yeah, as Cookie, you're just trying to find whichever objectives your opponent's not in, and just pick an objective, go all in on that. If your opponent takes it, I think you've got enough of an objective lead to kind of shift around and find a new target. We will see the 5 binos in Summit soon.
Yeah, I agree with Power Source and Core here, Samaja. I do think that would make sense.
Yeah, Core probably will be the last on Cookie's route. We'll see.
Because I don't think that Brandon even has the heart to contest Core.
Yeah, so Brandon's done 3A Heart and 2B. I believe nothing else. And we'll see some nice farewell content. Always nice when farewell makes an appearance.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that there's nothing past the first 5-10 minutes of farewell, because that would truly make for some painful bingo matches. Shoutouts to farewell. Great one.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, on the subject of old binos in Southern America, look at Recon. Either way, yeah.
Shoutouts to Longo.
Shout out for Longo always.
Recon
We all know that Longo is the best way to play bingo.
I can't say I've ever played a match of Longo, but maybe I should one of these days. It sounds fun.
I haven't either, but honestly I'd be down to at some point.
When's the Longo bingo binge? How long is the average match? Like an hour, 2 hours? That'd be
I don't know.
Great binge. Alright, yeah.
Why was Brandon trying to go into core? Yeah.
I think Brandon realistically has to get every other objective on this board, but I think there's just too many options for Cookie here.
I did solo Longo once, and it took me about 3.5 hours.
Wow, I think, yeah, that's like a Celeste 100% run, because I think most Longo boards end up being most of the game.
I mean, maybe it's different now, because, like, that was longer than my Hundo TV at the time. And now it's even longer than that, because since then I've PB'd. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's worth because you get to play farewell. I don't think that's how it works, but if that's what you want to believe.
I love the polarization of farewell. I think like 90% of people despise it, and then there's just those few people out there, those real sickos that just love it, and I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Big fan of farewell. How dare people not know that the set seed solo longo blackout PB is 103. That's a good time.
I mean, it is Jax.
True. We're talking about some good execution. So I think a longo tournament optimally would be an hour per match, but that's ridiculous.
Farewell's a great chapter, just doesn't play that well in Bingo past the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree there. I think Bingo needs a lot of options. But then when you're in farewell, oh wait a minute, back to the game. We now have a GSA moment.
GSA.
This I like this. This is gonna add one nice race. Yeah, they're basically exactly even, aside from maybe stream delay.
That's a cool execution. Let's find out.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like ways to lose small amounts of time. Not a lot of rooms that pose too difficult of a challenge, but maybe if someone tries to go too fast, they could take a lot of deaths. We'll see.
Oh my god.
I think it's an execution race.
This is actually so close.
Wow.
They look basically identical.
Brandon must have had reason to go left for a bit, though. We see Cookie taking the lead. This will be the tick to 13. If he can get it.
Yep, I think that's game.
And there it is, 13 objectives. Overall, I think Brandon had, honestly, a very decent position once he was delaying the resort objectives and Cookie went into resort. It's just a little bit of over delay ended up changing the tide of the match, but it would have been probably a very close match aside from a couple bad delay plays, so props to both players. Anyways, we got a bingo board on our hands. I'm already seeing some nice objectives. We got some things in early 2A, such as All Berries 2A start, Old Site Blue Heart. There's some synergies with those objectives. There's 35 berries, 6 hearts. I'm liking some of that for early game. There's Grabless 2A.
Yeah.
There's some nice early game options. As far as overall mid game, there's some good resort, Grabless 4A start, couple of winged berry objectives. So if we had to try to piece whatever the strong routes on this board would be, I think there's some merit to going 3A. You can get a mess order, you can get 2 winged and 2, progress to 6 winged, you get Grabless Presidential Suite.
Yeah, resort is strong on this board.
Yeah. Also a lot of incentive for picking up berries along the way. Maybe just 35 berries.
I wonder how much you can get in this board, like, off of just 2 and 3.
What berry count could you get up to? Yeah.
Like, berry count there.
I think realistically you wouldn't want to take more than 5 or 10 berries in any chapter, so maybe 35 berries might not be the priority here.
Why is my brain going city skip? I don't know why that's
city skip would be awesome. There's nothing in city, but I mean it's also city skip. So.
It's 2 winged and 2.
Yeah, I guess 2
but
winged and 2.
I think if you don't mind losing that, you can city skip here, realistically.
It's possible. Maybe. I can maybe see it. It's just risky. You gotta play your delays very strong if you choose to delay. If you don't delay, then your opponent knows you city skipped. They could site skip and instantly get ahead of you. So there's a lot of risk to that city skip.
Yeah.
So we'll see 1A. I think definitely playing 1A is usually the right play. We can get progress to a lot of things. And both players playing 1A. Unfortunate we don't get the content, but I agree with playing the safe, strong play.
Yeah.
So no players grabbing berries. I think 35 berries definitely isn't a priority since it's the only main berry objective. Grabbing the wing though makes sense. Just progress towards a lot of objectives. Bingy is going well.
It is indeed going well. We've had some of the bingo games of all time.
Okay, looking forward to 2A. I do think you got a couple options, right? Like if you want to go for the berries, if you want to go for the blue heart, you could maybe pick either or. I think it's a little bit risky to go for both, and we'll see what players end up picking.
Yeah, it's like, do you go for Gravelous and berries? Because it's not the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, maybe even blue heart and then send. Sorry. I think if you go for blue heart and then just go all in on Gravelous and skip berries, that could also be an option. I don't know if that works out timing wise, but
yeah, like there are many different combinations you can do of just these objectives.
Yeah. So it's up to the players. We'll see what they end up picking.
Yeah.
Finishing
like,
one.
Personally, I skip blue heart in sight.
Yeah. There's blue heart probably costs what, like 20 seconds, and that sets you off pretty far behind. I think the berries could slow you down a similar amount, but then you're also getting progress towards any berry.
Oh, they're both going for blue heart.
Okay, I mean,
Thunder,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
ends up being just coming down to the tiny bits of execution, and Thunder wins that race. Turns yellow. Now, after the blue heart, do you go for berries? If you're Thunder, you don't know if your opponent went for the heart or not. But if you're Dice, you know that your opponent got it as well. So Dice has a little bit more information. Yeah, blue heart can be big time. It depends. If there's any like heart synergy, then getting that out of the way early isn't always the worst. But yeah, I think when there's other objectives with more synergy, blue heart could end up being bait. Dice ends up skipping berries. I understand. If you think you're at least tied or near your opponent in progress, like skipping an objective to try to get ahead to the later objectives, usually pretty surefire way to get.
Of, you know, if you go for berries and the one who's ahead doesn't, then you're going to be really far behind.
Yeah. One thing worth noting, how long does sight berries take in terms of execution? Maybe an extra 20-30 seconds? I think blue heart loses less than sight berries.
For me, like an average 2A start off compared to a normal one adds like maybe 50 seconds, but obviously execution.
Okay, yeah, with good execution, Owen letting us know it's about 30 seconds. So, sight blue heart is a shorter objective, adding merit to it. I think a lot of times, depending on the synergy on the board, is usually what decides between, say, like a berry objective and a heart objective. So, the 2A start berries might be slower, but might synergize with more. I think on this board, though, the blue heart wasn't as much bait, because there's really not too much berries, and there's heart synergy.
Yeah, like there's core blue heart, so if you want to go to core eventually, but that's the only objective you get out of core. And the only way to get to it is you play through the entire, like, 5-minute chapter.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing core blue heart a lot later down the road. Not something these players are thinking about this early on.
Yeah. This does seem like a content board, though. We have 7B and core blue heart.
I sure hope it goes to 12-12.
12-12, 7B, happening sometime.
Yeah, it's happened before, it'll happen again. Core blue heart for 6 hearts, actually not the worst play. I think once you start getting to like the 6 and 7 heart objectives, the hearts get a lot slower. And if you can synergize with that, with like a chapter, it's pretty strong. So, we haven't been talking about the game. Dice going into 3A.
Yeah, just takes it safe.
Yeah, so I think going for that winged lost Thunder a lot of time, actually.
Yeah.
And Thunder also goes into Resort. Obviously, Resort has a lot of objectives, but Thunder is now decently behind because of going for the wing berry. It is worth noting 2A winged is one that might often be risky to go for first pass. Could easily lose 10, 15, 20 seconds. And at the moment isn't giving him any upfront objectives. So that's why Diciclo has such a strong lead now.
Yeah, it's like that corner kick, it's really hard, but also
Feels like RNG.
So yeah, I think if you know the setup, it's pretty safe.
Yeah, definitely. The setup makes it more reasonable. So, looking forwards, what's the first objectives we'll see in 3A? I think Celeste coming up soon.
Yeah.
And if you're Thunder, what happens when you see the mess order tick? If you're Thunder, do you go for a different mess order thinking you're behind? This is interesting. Any board with 2 mess orders has such unique kind of like decision making. Do you go for the faster mess order, or do you go for a slower mess order thinking your opponent's not going to go for that one? It offers a lot of decision.
You have Towel's chest book, which is not exactly the greatest order,
but it does
and
really hard.
You have heart order.
Oh yeah. So the Towel's books chest is the hard. My bad. But Towel's chest books is a much slower one. So we do see dice ticking off 2 in the 2. That 100% signals that dice.
Thunder just RTM.
Yes, so interesting to see what Thunder decides.
And obviously this doesn't give an indication of what mess up because they both start towels.
Yeah, it's a good point. Obviously if it was one started with towels, one started with chest, you could assume your opponent went the towels first one, but we won't know what route Diciclo is going for until he gets into towels.
what would you get with B-sides on this board? I guess Corporal Heart, 6 Heart, 2 B-sides, 3 B-sides?
Yeah, it seems like the B-side synergy comes in a little later. Like, it takes a longer time to build, but there definitely is a lot of objectives there. 8 binos, all the B-side. Yeah, definitely interesting. Both players end up going the same route, but I wondered if one person went B-sides, one person went Resort, how that would play out in the end. So yeah, Dice getting this hard, I think signals that Dice will be doing the hard order. And I think Thunder makes a heads-up play here. Looks like he is not doing the hard mess order. Assumes his opponent's ahead. Makes sense.
Yep, gets a retry and just goes into chess.
Yeah, good on Thunder for knowing the tech. With certain mess orders, retrying there is just faster. It brings you back to the next mess order faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Towels to Book is like the only place to retry, but there might be another one.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'll
be honest, I don't know. I don't know when you're supposed to retry. Sometimes I just retry and hope I pick the right time.
Yeah, there is another one too. I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah, it's one of the disgusting orders. I hate some of them.
Is it Book Towels Chest? I think that might be.
Book Towels Chest. Based on Owens. Yeah, we got multiple confirmations. Book Towels Chest is the order that you probably double retry in. Okay, so now, concrete proof that Diciclo is in Resort and is ahead of Thunder. We'll see what Thunder does from there. Because Thunder still gets the mess order, which is nice. Yeah, turns yellow. So we're even on objectives with Diciclo having a slight progress lead. Interesting to see how that continues to play out. Oh, but Theo cutscene ends up making this just about even in progress again.
Wow.
Oh, okay, and now Diciclo full quitting out for the 2 optional Theo cutscenes. I think it makes sense while you're here, but it might lose just too much time.
Because I think the late cutscene is, like, faster if you don't complete Rio first.
Gotcha, yeah. I know there's text. what was it? If you do 2A first, it saves time? Or if you've already seen Theo, it loses time in the 2A cutscene? Yeah, okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Theo has to know your name. Right?
Gotcha. the funny
I think
time.
because after Theo knowing your name is the Howls cutscene. But someone's probably gonna correct me.
Yeah, I wish I wish I knew the full details. I think it's been a while since I've studied my bingo tech. So Thunder deciding to get the cassette, I think makes sense. There's a lot of B-side objectives on the board and 5 cassettes. We'll see if Dice decides the same, but Thunder still is ahead.
Yeah, like what topic do you go for 5 cassettes? You just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I like this decision from Dice going with the demo. I think it makes... Okay, Thunder's still ahead, but Dice going for demo instead of cassette makes up a little bit of that difference.
And Thunder doesn't go for Grabless 3.
Oh, that is interesting. I wonder if it was didn't want to lose that much time, or didn't see the objective kind of decision. Because we do see Dice put on the Grabless 3. But that might slow down Dice even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard to keep track of a 25 objective board, honestly.
Yeah. Reading is very difficult.
Thunder going for this berry means that Dice is now caught up in the same room. This is a very tough berry to get sometimes. And I think Thunder makes the decision to just skip the berry. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are now even in rooms. Nearly GSA synced up. This is
Wait, I think it's nearly GFA.
Yeah, Thunder unfortunately not. Yeah, to move with a best regard.
Oh my god, GFA! It's happening.
Will matter is Dicycle can just keep Grabless on if he decides to go for Grabless 4A.
Yeah.
And we do see...
Maybe that's the optimal play.
Oh no. No, this might be the mirror mode glitch. No.
No.
I've seen this before. Oh no. There's a glitch where certain mods interact. Okay, Dicycle got it covered, but that means they're now even in progress, but Thunder doesn't put on Grabless again.
Which is weird.
And we are now synced, but yeah, it's like Thunder's had the execution advantage, gotten the progress lead, but has just missed the Grabless variant.
Instead, Thunder decides to go for berries.
Dice also doesn't have Grabless on. Wait, maybe. Yeah, well, I guess no player is going to be getting Grabless started 4A. Oh, just for reference, GSA is a reference to when GSA did Celeste races, and a lot of times people would just be synced up on the exact same screen doing the exact same like strats, and whenever two people are synced up in like the exact same spot, people just say GSA. I think that's what it is.
Grabless starter 4A, except it's not Grabless starter 4A.
Grab full Grabless started 4A.
Yeah. Grab full Grabless, I agree.
Yeah, so a little context on the mirror mode bug is that ISA grab bag interacts poorly with the Grabless variant. Turns on mirror mode on accident.
GSA Grabless starter 4A.
If only. So we do see players getting the cassette, makes sense. There's a lot of incentive for that. I think if you're going for 5 cassettes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 all make sense. There's a lot of options there. What other objectives are in Ridge? It's definitely surprising that both players did not do Grabless starter 4A. Because that's
you can
kind
get 6 wingberries in Ridge.
That's true, yeah. With Resort, I think that puts everyone up to 6 now. Thunder practicing berry strats, love to see it.
Let's go.
And once
Yeah,
again,
I'm just back to take the summer
ESA
of
synced up.
2023.
Both players going for ceiling pop. This strat, one of the worst strats. I have had so many moments with this strat. It can just truly take the most out of you.
I would take something to promote challenge, but no.
No. Please don't. Don't spread this. Okay. I like
I'm
this
not
from Thunder.
going to, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thunder going for 6 winged makes sense at this point. Very close to getting
Yeah,
all 6.
yeah, RPM the Chasm Wing.
Yep. Solid. It's good to see Thunder getting back on the board. And honestly, it's very funny how Thunder going for the 2A first pass ended up working out for the 6 wing because now Dice was wasting time.
Oh my
going for
god.
that. Wait, is this a take one?
There's some binos on the board? Oh yeah, there is. In fact, how much late game is there? There's 6A, binos in Summit, and 7B.
Oh, Dice is now in 4B.
Kill the Miracle.
I did not
4B?
realize Dice went 4B. I like 4B, but I almost feel like it's gonna slow you down a lot.
Yeah.
Summit has a lot of powerful objectives, I agree. Basically, Summit can get you very good progress to 8 binos. It obviously gets you 5 binos in Summit. It gets you 0-meter berries. Early Summit's very strong here, so I think if you're Thunder, just continuing to play through 4A going to 5A, might lose you objectives up front, but it's going to pay off once you can get to Summit first. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Good math from you. 4A and 4B alone do not give enough binos to get to 8, so even with 4B, Dice may not get to 8.
And the question is, did Dice get the 2A bino?
That is the question. It's always one of those things that when you're not paying attention, it's so easy to miss.
Now we can just see 8 bino. Meta, that's not how it works.
Play 4B again. That's fine. I'll allow it. I'll let him cheat. Just kidding. Whatever. Yeah. So Dice doesn't have access to cliff face, which I think is the issue. And all Thunder has to do is finish cliff face, and that's immediate access to 3 objectives essentially. Getting 0-meter berries, 5 binos in Summit, and 8 binos.
4 binos, so that means probably
Surely.
skipping Temple Summit.
Yeah, skipping Temple straight into Summit. I like it. Now, surely both players rush 7B.
Surely, right?
I just want to see some 7B, I'll be honest.
This is like Churton. It's Churton. That takes it true.
True.
So true.
Oh, I like this. So Thunder has now got 35 berries just over the course of playing, but has not ticked it. There we go. Okay. Turns yellow. Actually got 37 berries just to be safe.
Yeah.
Gotta respect.
Today is the day of Progress 4B. With
I think it's a good place.
good, but extremely impactful.
Progress 4B can be very situational. I think there are definitely enough boards where it's worth it, but I feel like people go Progress 4B more than it's warranted.
Yeah, because as I've said before, it entirely depends on how your 4B execution is.
I have played a lot of 4B, and it is a very, very random chapter. Sometimes you can just die to an auto-scroller, lose 20 seconds. It's tough.
Yeah, I've played a decent amount of 4B, and I definitely agree with that. I was playing it earlier today, and I had like a really good 4B, and then I just died a lot. To a single wall bounce.
I feel your pain. Every good 4B has to die somewhere. It's impossible to have a good one. So looking at...
Which my thing was, so.
looking a few minutes ahead, we're gonna see Thunder almost certainly get 0 meter berries, 5 binos in summit, and 8 binos. I think those are pretty safe. So that'll give Thunder a 3 objective lead. That's pretty strong. I think honestly 4B is not gonna cut it. I think it has a lot of progress towards the 2B sides, but it might have just slowed dice.
Okay, wait, what is that strat for that berry? With like the what is that?
I saw nothing. Sorry.
I haven't seen that. Maybe I just haven't watched that much Zero Meters Orb. That strat is so cursed.
Oh, Summit Gem. Is there? Surely,
there isn't gems in the summit.
There might not be any Summit Gems, but I'd love to see a Summit Gem anyway, so I'll respect it.
Yeah. You get the funny sound, and it's good.
Very much so. So where are we looking at on this board? I think Dice gets to 7 binos at 4B.
And then, yeah, I don't think that Dice actually wins binos.
Yeah, I think it all depends on what Thunder decides to do from here. And Thunder has not ticked off 0 meter berries, which is
3B? Oh my god, 3B bino!
I love it. This is
That's so
great.
good!
3B bino makes so much sense here because you have to play through all of 500 just to get to that last bino, or you could just get the 3B bino, tick off 8 binos right away. That was great.
Wait, yeah, Thunder didn't get the bino.
Huh? Did Thunder get 8 or no?
I changed my color to yellow just in case.
So did Thunder get to the bino? Because I think has 8 but RTM before interacting with the last one. I think in the case that Thunder went to the bino and spent the time to get the bino, it's equivalent to getting the bino. So
oh, 7B? You're the 7B tick?
You'd love to see us on the B side. Alright, so yeah, we'll see the 0 meter berries and the 8 binos. That's really good for Thunder. It's up to Dice to find how to make up that objective difference now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the interact animation started but did not finish for the bino. I think that counts as getting the bino. I don't know. Have we ever had this happen in Bingo? This might be a new situation.
I personally think we should count it.
I would be in.
No, this is not bingo time save. What are you talking about?
Dice has continued to get the mirror mode glitch. This is really unfortunate time loss.
Yeah, guys, it was just tactical bino storage.
Bino storage and Bingo scandal. So Dice ends up going for 2 A-star berries. Very solid. Might take a minute, but gets Dice an objective. Kind of needs these objectives to start making up the small lead Thunder's gonna start to get. It makes sense to backtrack for some of these now that the main progress race is done. Also going for 2 because that is solid.
Yeah, of course it was bino storage for RNG minute. Of course.
Surely.
We all know that Celeste is RNG game.
Yep. It's RNG whether or not I die, ever. Every death is from RNG.
Yeah. Even buff drop.
Yep. Indeed. The game decided to kill me so I could respawn in the next screen. Yeah, Thunder with a out of the ordinary figure out. Definitely happens. Alright, so 7-4 is now the score. I think Dice getting 2 strawberries, 7-5. It's up to Thunder to decide what to play from here on out.
Yeah.
Does continue 7A. If I had to guess, this might be a 5 cassettes move. Trying to go for
Bingo rhyme. Yeah, that reminds me. Wasn't there sometime someone came up with a really stupid bingo variant called like Limerick Tango or something?
Does every objective?
I think that was something that happened at some point.
Oh no. Do you have to speak in rhymes the whole time?
I think it was something like that. I don't remember. But it was really stupid.
I'm trying to think of rhymes, but I can't right now. My brain's blinking. I will simply just not rhyme my words.
Yeah.
Takes too much thought. I'd rather not.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, I don't want to use my brain.
Speaking of brain, let's see what these players are thinking.
Wow,
Okay.
very good transition.
Very much so. I do not have the lingo to rhyme in bingo. It takes too much time. I've gotta be sublime and commentate the race, or else I'd be a disgrace. Thunder
What is
going into
going
farewell.
on?
Thunder playing chapter 9. I guess it's fine.
No.
There's objectives there. Who would really care?
Oh my god! Stop!
Yeah, we'll see. Aside from rhyming, I think we need to pay attention to Thunder's timing, where
Oh my
things might
god!
matter.
What the gosh, Echo.
No, I'm done. Surely I'm done. I'm just having too much fun!
Oh my god, how did I know that was gonna happen?
I'm sorry, I quit. I submit.
Yeah, there we go, see?
Back to the game. I'm done being lame. No more rhymes. Damn. Okay. Celeste Bingo. Thunder's playing chapter 9. Going for 1 key in power source, 5 key in power source. Dice is going. Still getting the mirror mode glitch. Going into 6.
Oh my god.
I'm done rhyming. This is not. I can't do this anymore. What is there in 6A? I do see.
It's literally no synergy, reflection A side. Unless you want to get the cassette.
I don't know if this is a cassette. Yeah, definitely. I think I like 5 cassettes here. Both players have been working for that for a while. It definitely starts to add up. Tango's a bit too much thought. Word rhyming, I'd rather not. It seems like these two don't have a clue. The tempo is still rhyming a lot. It might be a bot trained to rhyme all the time. Give me a dime. It's worth a lime or two.
Was that? It's not worth the lime. I don't think that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. I'm losing it. I gotta retire. Or maybe. No, I need to stop. Quit while I'm ahead.
I have never had key lime pie.
I would never. I don't think I've ever. Squire. Squire's
even if the comms. No, it
maybe
should
I'm
not
on fire.
be.
The word I was gonna say was inspire. I'll admit I had another rhyme loaded up, but I thought I'd spare the pain.
You're trying to
I
rhyme
guess I'll
it
stay
now.
in my lane. No, I wasn't, I swear! I'll stay in my lane, I'll spare you the pain. I'm so sorry. Back to the game, we do see the 5 cassettes tick. I like this play from Dice. Big win for Dice, I agree. Thunder continues to go into farewell. This is going to put the game at 9 objectives for Thunder. If he can continue this push. My brain's turning to mush.
Still mirror mode, of course, because...
Still mirror mode? Does this just like persist? Does this happen every time you load into a chapter? Because that is tragic time loss.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, this is a play towards 2 B-sides, also getting progress to 6 hearts. I like it. It's very solid. Nothing rhymes with solid, right? I'm safe.
Oh my. Okay, quick, someone in chat.
Baller does not.
Baller. What baller? That's such a dumb word to use for it.
So you have to re-toggle grab in Bingo UI after turning off vanilla variants. Yeah, this Bingo like reverse mod is very strange. Solid with Holland.
Oh,
A.
I think the A part of that represents how I'm feeling about this.
I'm just gonna end every sentence in orange so that I don't have to rhyme orange.
I can make orange rhyme with banana.
Thunder ticks off
banana.
power source orange, but interestingly does not finish 5 keys in power source. After already getting 1 key, does go into B-side, so now Thunder's trying to contest the 2 B-side, 3 B-side orange.
Yeah, B-side's are strong on this board.
I can't rhyme if I say orange at the end of every sentence. This is my
Orange.
nerve. Orange. I'm done rhyming. Yeah, I think this makes sense as a multitask for Thunder. You're working towards the B-sides. If your opponent ticks the B-sides, then you can switch gears and go straight into Farewell again. And I don't think Thunder knows that Dice played 4B. There was no real tick that might have indicated it. Solid should not be a word. Could have rhymed.
Oh no, why am I now thinking? Oh no.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to think about. What the first thing I thought of when I had solid.
Okay. I might have an idea.
Which solid should just not be a word. Why?
Where's the 8A for 6 hearts double tick progress? Unironically, not that bad of a play. That might actually like,
Yeah, I know.
if you can get the 4 hearts, then like your opponent might not go after those hearts because that's a lot of time just to get the 2 hearts. But you are opening the door for your opponent to steal 6 hearts at that point when getting that 6th heart might just cost an extra 10-20 seconds. I don't know. So I think this makes the game a lot more even. We might be getting a pretty deep game at this point because Thunder took that time to go into the B-sides while Dice was able to tick it. It's a little bit of Thunder's time. I like it. And now we see the Grabless 4A start attempts. And Dice continue to lose time to that mirror mode glitch. I think we gotta get to the bottom of that because it is...
Race, let's go.
Yeah, we do get a Grabless 4A start race. This is gonna be content. Thunder with a small lead, just honestly because of that mirror mode glitch. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So if Thunder gets this, that's 9 objectives. Dice will have progress to complete 3 B-sides. That might be it. I think Thunder's got a definite lead going into the late game here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the tick from Thunder. And that means Dice is under in objectives. Going for this heart. I think that would be a...
I don't think this is like top race.
I don't know. 6 hearts is pretty strong. But Thunder has 3? So a little too early to be going for that, possibly. I think after the first maybe 4 blue hearts and A sides, they really start to slow down a lot. It can get tough. Okay, Dice picking up the last B side for 3 B sides. It makes sense because 1B is such a maybe
Shout out to
2-minute
Maxo.
game.
I just would like to mention. Is anything wrong with Maxo?
I sure
I
hope
don't
not.
think so.
I hope he's doing well. Shoutouts to Maxo.
Yeah, nothing rhymes with Maxo. At least I don't think so.
Well, back. I think we. No, I was trying too hard. I can't do it. To the game we go back. So, what's going on with the game? I'm sorry.
Right, why does Dice YOLO the corner kick? There are so many better methods for that. At least I think. I don't know.
The corner kick is based So what objective is Thunder going for right now? This is probably a blue heart? Just a blue heart or 6 hearts?
Like 6 hearts into core.
Yeah. 6 hearts is kind of slow though. There's still some. No, I guess we're getting to the end where objectives are starting to slow down a lot.
Yeah.
I think 10 berries and Pico is one of the slower ones left on the board. There's also Grabless 2A, that's not too bad. Grabless Unraveling doesn't take too long to get to. 6 hearts isn't the fastest. Interesting synergy though. 6 hearts with Grabless Unraveling, you can get a 5A heart and you can get progress to Unraveling, so that's not too bad.
2 berries Pico is shorter than Grabless 2A.
Yeah, I think 10 Pico.
That sounds about right. Not for tempo.
What did I ever do? Am I bad at Pico? Is this a thing?
You Pico-ated. I don't know what that means, okay? Just pretend it makes sense.
I'm cracked at 2A? Clearly. Yes, of course. I didn't know I had a reputation for being bad at Pico.
Well, you just cracked it 2A.
Okay, I'll take it. Dice gets 3 B-sides. Thunder is going core. This is a slow objective. I don't know. This might give Dice. Yeah, this is gonna give Dice a lot of room to come back because if Dice can pick up those like 2-minute objectives, I think Grabless Unraveling, 10 berries and Pico, Grabless 2A, all of those could take maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And core is what, a 4 or 5 minute objective? But it does also.
I think Dice can use this to get ahead because Thunder's in core. 9-8 is the score.
Nice bars. Okay, no, Dice also wanting 6 hearts. I think it makes a lot more sense for Dice to go for 6 hearts because he has those 3 B-side hearts. Yeah. I mean, all you need for that is 1A, 2A, 4A heart. But Dice also has the 3A heart, so can skip one of those hearts even.
Yeah.
Was this the game where... No, Dice never got the blue heart? I guess Dice went up to the blue heart and then restarted. So, makes sense. Yeah, I think if you're Thunder and you see the 6 hearts tick, then you might switch gears. Try to find a different objective to go for. But this is good for Dice, definitely.
Well, of course, and then just playing through Mirror Mode because you know.
You gotta respect it. Oh, this hurts my brain though.
Mirror Mode helped me so much.
I wonder, that's gotta have lost Dice like 20-30 seconds over the course of this game already, just from having to switch menuing. I wish, like, there are obviously ways to fix it, but hard to do mid-game.
Definitely a Chad.
Huge move from Dice. And yeah, we're now tied in objectives. I like the 6 hearts play for Dice just because those B-sides synergize so well with it.
Yeah.
I think this gives Dice the momentum he needs to come take the lead back. This is a Grabless 2A play. Shoutouts to Dice for having to menu so much. That is a tough nerf to deal with, but has been sticking it out.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Core Blue is going to lose Thunder just a lot of time here, unfortunately. It's a 4 or 5+ minute objective when Dice is now picking up a lot of quicker objectives. Oh, so if Dice can turn off Grabless before, like, after beating the chapter but not and returning to map, will that fix the glitch? That would be impressive.
That could work. Come on, Dice. No more Mirror Mode, hopefully.
So Thunder's getting near the end of Core Blue. We might be tied at 10-10 at the end of their respective chapters.
And then clearly there's going to be a win con somewhere, but the question is where.
So
I hope we have 12-12-7B race personally.
Oh, I sure hope so. Thunder's got advantage to 5 keys and power source. I think both players have played to 6A hollows, so not much in an A side. This is going to be a tight endgame. Dice might actually finish first, though. I would agree. Definitely getting near the end of the chapter.
Yeah. Also, I think it's interesting how Thunder's done 1 key in power source, but not 5.
Yeah, I understand the play though, because if you signal the progress to 1 key in power source,
I
and then
guess,
your
yeah,
opponent
that's
spends all that time
it.
to get 5 keys, that's a lot of time for them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because one thing I've had in the bingo game was, if you signal progress in a chapter, then stop playing it, your opponent's going to be scared of going into that chapter for fear that you're going to tick it off and waste time.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of is just like a safe objective for a while.
Just effectively guarding that chapter.
Definitely. And I do not think
Oh, no.
Dice fixed the glitch,
No.
but that's okay. Dice has done well enough so far with the mirror mode glitch.
Yeah.
Might
Let's hope
keep up
Dice
the
can
streak
it out
of
till the
Pico
end.
and Grabless. Yeah, so Pico and Grabless Unraveling I think are the best objectives remaining here. And we do see the Pico.
Pico and 5A.
Shoutouts to Dice for getting
5A.
so much quicker at that menuing as time is going on. Did you see how clean that menu was?
Yeah.
That was smooth. What a trooper for sticking up with this
Dice
glitch.
is just faster at menuing.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Thunder delaying Core Blue Heart makes sense. It's such a slow objective. Now Dice thinks he has a slight lead, going into Pico while Thunder's going for Unraveling. Yeah, Pico is definitely the shorter objective, so I think this will be interesting to watch play.
Yeah. At this point, I'm hoping for 12-12, either 6A or 7B race.
I think it's gonna have to play out that way. If we're looking at the remaining objectives, Core Blue Heart, Thunder already has. 10 berries and Pico only gets Dice to 11. There's not many remaining objectives other than Reflection A side, so B side.
Yeah, we were heading onto it, but I think we're gonna be behind because when was this match supposed to end? Let's look at the schedule.
I believe 50 minutes per match, so 340 would be. I'm not sure.
So this might kind of be on schedule, but who knows? It depends on the player's ability to play the video game.
It depends on 7B as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting for Thunder. They now have Core Blue Heart delayed. They have really good progress to 5 keys of Power Source, and they're about to get Grabless Unraveling. That'll be 12 objectives. At that point, Reflection A side or Summit B side, pick your poison. I think it might end up becoming a late game 50-50 if Dice can snipe one of those remaining objectives, or if Thunder can just pick one off.
Yep.
So I like this position for Thunder. It's gonna come down to Dice, whether Dice can read what to go for. And that's why leaving Core Blue Heart on the board is so strong, because if you can dice base into Core Blue Heart, you kind of just win. Yeah, okay, we see a take.
Yep. And now, where does Dice go?
That's the ultimate question. This is a tough spot for Dice. Because Thunder's been kind of hiding their objectives, hiding their cards. Thunder's, despite being down to objectives, is in a much better position. Yeah, the delay of Core Blue Heart just hides so much information from Dice that I feel like it's paid off well for Thunder.
Yeah, and if Thunder delays Grabless Unraveling, then that's gonna waste a lot of Dice's time. Oh wait, 6A.
This
is it 6A? Let's go 6A!
This is exactly where Dice needs to be. If Thunder goes 6A, we're gonna have quite the race.
Oh my god, this is actually just really good.
Yeah, this is perfect.
This is really good as Dice here. I like this position.
It is worth noting though that Thunder has the 7B cassette, so Thunder could just go 7B. Depends on how well Thunder can play 7B. Or I don't know if Thunder ever... Yeah, I think Thunder did end up playing the cassette, or if anything unlocked 1500, so has the advantage to that objective.
Yeah, I know one of them got the cassette. Yeah, this is a very cracked in roster.
Yeah, this is a great late game. I love it. And
11-11.
oh no! This is the one place Thunder does not want to be right now.
Oh, no!
It's tough to tell that, but I think if you're Thunder, you gotta go for the 5 keys and power source before going. I don't think it's gonna punish because
Oh my god!
this is still not that bad for Thunder because Thunder can see the 6A tick, get the power source keys, and then go 7B maybe.
I guess, yeah. I agree with like Green and Owen here that you should multitask. So I guess, like have this. If this goes wrong for Thunder, just let this be a lesson. You should always multitask if you're in a winning position.
Maybe not always. There's the very fringe scenario where your opponent delays their objectives to counter your multitasking. So say you're multitasking too much, your opponent finishes one of the remaining 2 objectives, then gets progress in the other one. That's like the one way to punish a multitask. Very fringe scenario.
But usually multitasking will be punished. But
Usually
only
it's the safer way to go.
Thunder not Thunder. Dice RTMs?
Yes, Dice
Come
going
in.
into 7A. Mirrored as always. I mean, if you're Dice, you gotta try to cut off something, but it's tough.
Also, by the way, clean menuing, turning off mirror mode.
Very, very respectable. Yeah, Dice is in the position where he's kind of disadvantaged to a lot of his objectives. He has to get... I'm assuming he has to get Reflection A side and Summit B side, but there's also the reality where he just gets 5 keys and power source. That's still not off the table. Because Thunder still hasn't finished that.
Yeah, Dice is trying to 900 IQ this, maybe.
Definitely. It's a tough endgame. There's no easy way to play this. I think, like...
Yeah, it's one of the trickiest endgames I think I've seen on the bingo board.
Yeah, whatever you pick, you have to just commit to it fully, I think. And maybe full sending 7B would make sense if you think your opponent's going to go 7B. If you know your opponent has Summit progress, you think, okay, they have the power source keys progress, they're just gonna go 7B to win, so I have to play 7B.
I'm not 100% sure. Okay, no. Okay, good to know. I actually did not know that, by the way. But that's actually good to know. Also, I really hope I pronounced that right. I probably didn't. The awful movement? Oh no. But it just gets saved, so.
Yeah, definitely a tough endgame, but I think Thunder continuing to play 6A might just be the right play. It's always hard to tell from the in-game perspective.
Yeah. Like, I think because of Thunder going for 6A, maybe if Dice manages to go into Power Source after getting the cassette, maybe 12-12 7B.
I sure hope so. That would be the end goal. It's tough to make read though. Because at this point, you'd expect the 5 keys and power source to take off at any point, surely.
Yeah. But then surely it would have been ticked off by now. Maybe.
Yeah, it's almost smart for Thunder just to not go for that objective, because you can just kind of test your opponent. You know if they waste all that time in power source, that you can just finish the other 2 objectives? I don't know.
I think Thunder might win this, but just barely. This is definitely a close game.
I would agree.
Either way.
It's gonna come down 12-13 without a doubt. Almost certainly. And if not, it's still about as close as a bingo match can get.
Yeah. 12-13 games are always good.
Always good.
Like, I think if you see a game that has been by like 12-13, then it has been a content game.
It's been fun to watch, no matter what. So, Dice ends up going 7B. I understand the 7B from Dice perspective, because you think your opponent has Summit progress, they're just gonna go 7B to win anyway, so I have to go 7B to counter. It's a smart play from Dice, it's just Thunder made the opposite play. Decided, I'm not gonna mess with 7B, just go 6A.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that the player went into 7B, that's the win in my heart.
Oh, the game isn't over yet.
It is not over. But at the moment, it does look like Thunder has what it takes to win. We'll see. Yeah, if Thunder multitasks, that will be interesting.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's looking like DICE has to get 5 keys in Power Source and Summit B-side. In order to get 5 keys in Power Source, DICE would have to quit out very soon and start going for that in order to make up the checkpoint disadvantage. So the longer DICE plays 7B, the less likely it is for DICE to win, I think. Yes, definitely. End games are always just mind melting.
Yeah, I think no matter what you're playing, whether it's bingo or something completely different, endgames will always be tough.
Definitely. A lot of times it just comes down to, are you doing what your opponent is not doing? Like, can you just find an objective that you don't think they're going to do? And a lot of times you just have to pick that objective and just go for it, because the more time you waste trying to mind games it, the more time you're not playing chapters.
Yeah. 7
So,
checkpoint.
Thunder finishing up 6A very soon. And then,
I think there's DICE, you RTM after 6A pick, maybe.
yeah, but it's not going to be enough
you
since
can't know
Thunder
what
already has
to
that,
There's the tick.
yeah, I think even if DICE goes Power Source right now. 7B, let's go!
D!
Oh,
Oh damn! It's
So-
happening!
we've got a game on our hands. I mean, if you're Thunder, you're like, surely DICE has gotten those Power Source keys, and I just go 7B for the win. Surely.
Yeah!
But now, if DICE ticks the Summit B side,
There's DICE RTM.
DICE has to
No.
delay Summit B side. Because if DICE ticks it right away, then Thunder just quits out and gets Power Source keys. So it's in
Oh my
DICE's best
God.
interest to finish 7B as fast as possible, delay it for a couple minutes in order to get the Power Source keys. But it just might work.
DICE might be able to squeeze out a win.
I'm so into this now. I would
Yeah,
love to see the double 7B.
I think we might be seeing 2 players finish 7B in the same game.
Yeah, it all comes down if can DICE recognize the need for the delay here? Because if DICE doesn't delay, I think DICE instantly loses.
Yeah.
Just because you know your opponent has that Power Source unlocked
Also,
already.
I read earlier that apparently DICE has good B-sides.
Yeah,
we'll see
I
if
can
that
tell from
applies
these
to
drafts
7B.
that DICE is getting through these pretty fast, but so is Thunder. It seems like they both know what they're doing here. You love to see that.
Yeah, they've both been having a very good 7B.
It's such a power move when you just continue playing 7B despite the fact that you know your opponent just needs to take Power Source to win. DICE gets the hard read that Thunder's not going to go for those last Power Source keys because he knows this is his only out. And it's working!
Yeah.
This is surely the mind game of all time. Yeah, all Thunder has to do is get those 5 Power Source keys, but it's so risky to do that because it only takes so long to get those Power Source keys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I promise these decisions, I can only run through all these scenarios in my head because I'm not playing the bingo match. If I was playing the bingo, I would just monkey brain and pick a chapter to play. But when you're commentating, you can see the whole web of logic, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, like, I cannot imagine how terrifying it is to play this position.
Yeah, but DICE did the only thing he could. Found a winning line. We'll just see if the execution will be enough to make it work.
I want to say as a joke now, on the subject of line, Thunder has the TLBR diagonal. Clearly, he
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
right?
Surely this knows actually already.
Because bingo ends when you get a line, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think Dice has overthought this bingo endgame state to the state that I have. But maybe he has. I wouldn't take away any credit from him. Yeah, Dice getting through 7B in
Yeah.
pretty good time.
Nice little jump. I did that once in a golden run. It's not fun.
I think the ability to pull out just a non-catastrophic 7B is really good in bingo. It comes up so infrequently that I think for the longest time I had never even bothered to learn 7B, and then whenever it'd be on a board, I would just lose the match. So having a reliable 7B can sometimes matter a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, when does Thunder kind of put the pieces together and go for power source keys, or does Thunder ever go for power source keys? It's so hard to route this.
Yeah, like you possibly just can't know Thunder. Also, I've just found out I don't have the clip of me doing that. I wish I had it still.
Crying.
I don't have the clip of me just jumping into spikes at flag 20 immediately with golden.
That is so sad, but funny moment, right?
I wasn't even mad when that happened, funny.
That's good. Yeah, so Dice pretty much forced into a situation where he has to delay this a bit.
Yeah.
Weird. This is just the end game of all time.
Mm. It's also kind of terrifying, just Thunder could have won this by ticking off keys a long time ago, but he's committing to 7B.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because power source keys is such a quick objective. You think your opponent surely just went for that at some point. Surely.
Yeah.
This is such a risky play from Dice that it's like hard to predict. But that's exactly why it's working for Dice. Just weird to think about. All the mental mind games that go into this.
Yeah.
It's making my brain hurt, I'll say that much.
Yeah, also I can see people in chat are talking about when you would tick off 7B. I personally tick it off as soon as I enter hub. That's
Definitely.
what I would do, yeah.
As you kind of have to, or else your opponent's just gonna return to map and snipe the keys from you.
Yeah. Then again, getting to hub takes like 2.5 minutes, at least for me. And we don't know what these players' farewells are like.
Yeah, farewell execution pretty much varies a lot.
Oh,
For people who have played the chapter casually.
Okay, like, you have to delay.
Yeah.
You have to delay 7B.
The ball is in Dice's court to see can he delay this for the right amount of time.
Actually, I'm not talking about entering a power source, I'm talking about entering hub. Unless you're just cracked.
Alright. So far, I have not seen Summit B-side turn blue, so Dice
I'm in the
has
bingo
found
sequence. I'm looking.
no
I'm gonna
tick.
see
This
exactly when
is
it gets
the heads
ticked.
up delay we need to get this
No!
power source raised.
No!
So yeah. Oh, is this an epilogue moment for Dice?
Oh no!
This
Just
is such an obscure. This is such an obscure interaction where if you finish Summit, you have to play through epilogue.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. And Dice does end up taking Summit B-side. I think this gives Thunder.
Yeah, I think that's game.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's such a tough position though to knowingly delay Summit B-side when your opponent clearly has access to it and needs it to win.
What an ending to the bingo.
Yeah, the epilogue pie just mess things up a lot. What is it like if you finish Summit, you just have to play through Epilogue, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, maybe that induced the panic in order to take it. So yeah, we see Thunder getting the box skip,
Yeah.
going for these keys.
Maybe Thunder will fail top left key for 2 minutes. Copium. Honestly, yeah.
This has been a
I
game.
think that's what's going to happen.
How often do bingo matches go past an hour? Because this is fairly
Not very
rare
often.
occurrence. I'm loving this content though.
We're all loving the content. The content is always good.
Definitely. Yeah, this is 2 fast, high execution players. It's not like the game went to an hour because people were doing like 7B for 20 minutes. This was just a good old lockout. Lockout.
Yeah. Because it's not like we're off schedule because, you know, people kept on failing intro call for 20 minutes. Sorry.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Intro car is off.
Intro
Oh
card
my...
is
Wait!
top left key.
This is top left key moment. Top left... Oh my god! Top left key. Wait. Yo, you want a bingo after the binge? I'm down.
So there's the 13. GG.
Yeah, I was
being
way
very
behind. I was
close.
looking at wrong screen. GG.
Dice almost made up the difference, just unfortunately wasn't able to delay that Summit B-side objective enough to
Yeah.
get into Power Source.
And then Thunder plays the walk home. Of course.
Shout out. GG, amazing match. Honor to Calm, despite all the dumb
Yeah.
rhyming. Never happening
That was,
again.
yeah, that was a great
They'll
match.
never invite me back.
Alright. It is time to rhyme, as both of our players are getting ready to start. Okay. Alright, so... Right. Okay. Word. What do... I think we're getting a little bit of technical issues. Okay. Fixed now? Alright, so Grabless 1A is really fast if you know what you're doing. All of the Grabless actually no, not all of them. Just Grab 1A and 2A are super fast. Being as this is intermediate level, I'm not sure how much they practice them. 2 optional Theo cutscenes might be a little late. You might it's an objective that's really fast, but it is really easy to go back for it. You might want to just do it later.
We have a Wakeberry.
Wakeberry's nice. How much wing synergy is there?
Not seeing a Wakeberry objective.
So Wakeberry might not be all that strong then.
Yeah. There's all berries in start of 4A, and also all berries in Cliff Face, and 5 berries in 4 chapters.
There is
All
blue-red
berry
Bullseye.
synergy people. Yeah. And also 40 berries, so there's a decent amount of berry synergy here. We'll
I'm
have
not-
to see.
There's this chance one of our players goes to be first pass, which isn't that bad of a play, honestly. I think this is a pretty fun play to do that.
Yeah, I mean, blue, red, and old side think I saw 4 B-sides somewhere.
Shove
Eight
Bino.
binoculars. Yeah, I feel
alright.
like. Oh, I guess it also works towards getting hearts for all collectibles in 8A later in
And
the
also
game.
Blue Heart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think personally, I feel like the berry synergy is the stronger route to go with, but it's definitely viable.
You can go either way. Blue see now there are players going for 1A Blue Heart, which is pretty good, honestly. It's usually a bait objective, you usually just want to do it later.
Yeah, even though 1A Blue Heart doesn't take that long to get, it's just kind of the length of time that the objective takes you to get is more significantly earlier in the game you have to do it. So losing 20 seconds in 1A is a lot more significant than losing 20 seconds when you're in Temple.
Yeah. Pretty much, it's just that City is really early. Like, literally the first chapter you play, and you really don't want to lock yourself out of options that early. You want to keep as many options as you can.
So, I wasn't completely paying attention to Katri's berry count. I saw he definitely got both winged. Did he get a total of 5? Yes, he got a total of 5 berries. So, they're working towards 5 berries and 4 chapters for later.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's quite good. Getting the Bino into a good thing to not forget. Berry at the start of the 2A. I'm not sure. Like, if you're already doing sight, I think the intervention berries are just so much faster. Like,
Yeah,
along
like-
the way. And you could also just, like, do grabless start in that scenario, which actually helps quite a lot. Actually, no, grabless
Well,
1A is here. 2A was last game. Sorry, my B. Alright. Oh yeah. I still think doing intervention berries as Lynn is doing right now is just better.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, like, there's a decent number of fast berries in 2A. If you're thinking more towards 40 berries later in the game, then you just get more. But if you're specifically just getting 5 for 5 and 4, then yeah, the intervention ones are generally faster.
Okay,
Just going by the standard rule of thumb of if the berry is in the same room that you have to play anyway in any percent, then it's probably fast.
Yeah, that is very true. Alright. No 2 optional Theo cutscenes bait. Me lucky. Getting the awake wing
Going for Awake Wing.
and turns purple when gets it. Very nice.
Wow. Actually really close though.
Super close. They're both in the
Wind's
same
having,
room.
yeah.
Was that Wind's 5th berry in this chapter? I think it was. Some pretty awesome routing. Oh, nope, 3. Ah, I see. Leaving some for later. I guess he... Never mind, you don't want to guarantee 3A because you're skipping it. 10 berries in 3A seem to do quite well with a lot of things on this board, but 4A is a very interesting play. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, 4A, skipping 3A is kind of the standard play, and I don't know that 3A here is strong enough to really justify doing it first pass compared
Yeah.
to the standard.
I honestly really like 3 on this board. Like, you have the 10 berries, which plays into both all the 40 berries and 5 and 4, and you also have cassettes, which play into B-sides and binos and all collectibles in 3A.
Yeah, but
And blue, red,
I
and
mean,
resort.
okay, just purely from the perspective of the berry objectives, ridge berries are faster, and you complete the chapter sooner, which means you get into a 4th chapter sooner for 5 and 4.
Guess, yeah. But I think you would regardless either trade 40 berries in 5 and 4, or just outright get both of them. Alright. When finishing up all berries is start of 4A, we'll see how this route divergence pays off for either player.
Yeah, so here's where we would say, well, now Katri can delay ticking 3A objectives, but it's going to be a while before he actually completes a 3A objective. I guess 10 in 3A will probably be the first thing to come up. Although, I guess even with that, like, he could skip some of the berries to get some of the faster ones later in the chapter, even because he knows that it's not contested.
I disagree with
A lot of
Win doing
options
art
here.
right now. There is nothing really urgent for it, and it's really fast to go back for. Basically only doing it for all collectibles 4A. I think it's way more important to just rush berries, rush 5 and 4, from the perspective that
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
didn't play. Alright, after 5 and 4, what do you do? I think before going to 5B, because I very much think 5B would be a really good play. 4 B-sides, really quick, 90% chapter, and 2 binos on the way, just as a bonus. And it's literally faster than double A.
Yeah, and there's
Before
2
that.
keys in 5B.
Yeah,
Yes.
also that. I think you quit out and get 2 Theos before you go into that, though, assuming it's still on the board. At this point, it is a very good objective that you want to secure.
Yeah. Also, I just want to address the chat, Dragon. You are, in fact, wrong.
So true. Alright, Kathy, going into Shaft. Not getting the Theo. I assume so. While Wind is looking to clean up Cliff-Face berries. So Katri will definitely get this Gazette. Is probably... How many berries does Katri have in this chapter so far? Oh, 9!
I'm guessing 9,
Good.
yeah.
Incredibly close to the elusive 10 berries in 3A. Oh wait, yeah, this is 3A. On
Yeah,
the stream it
and-
looked a bit like 5A, and I thought I was about to get Omega clowned on. But no, I'm right. I'm always right.
Yeah, and this kind of goes with what I was saying. Since Katri knew that Wind was in 4A, he didn't need to rush getting 10 berries in 3A early in the chapter.
Yeah.
So he's been able to skip some of them and will finish 10 berries in 3A in Presidential Suite, where the berries are pretty fast.
Yeah. Because information difference plays a whole lot more than you might think it does. When finishing up 4A, you totally go 5A and finish up 5 and 4 after this. Because Catchery is gonna be right on your tail. This way you can pretty much deduce that Actually, no, you can't. Like, there is a universe in Wynn's mind where you just lock Katri out of everything in 4A. And Katri might actually just skip them and be ahead of you into 5A. Wynn doesn't entirely know that Katri is in 3A at this point. Okay. There is a chance, like, Lightning Reed. There is a chance. Listen. Alright. Is Wynn skipping the berries, though? That's curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's also worth noting, I think Wind did not get 5 berries in 1A either.
I mean, the 1A berries are really fast to go back for. 5A, a little bit less. I mean, I guess in depth. Actually, no, depth is good. Just lied.
Okay, Katri skipping Ridge.
Alright, what is there in late game?
Decision.
1K berries, pretty good. 8 Binos, really good for Summit, like insanely good. That's pretty much it, but I would say that's enough to warrant going 5B, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, given the late game is pretty decent, I feel like Katri skipping Ridge here is kind of a mistake. Because you could just play Ridge, get the first 5 berries for 5 and 4 straight away, and then finish the chapter and skip 10.
The thing is, Wynn pretty much clean Ridge, aside from 4L collectibles, which you can pretty much assume that Wynn's gonna get. And 5A still has like a whole lot of free objectives, like not claimed objectives, not free. I've been doing too much programming languages, but objectives you can claim. That's what I'm trying to say.
I guess
Yeah.
it's just
When going straight into 5B is a misplay. Like, there is still 2 optional Theos on the board. Even City Blue Heart right now is pretty fine.
yeah, and yeah, Reed, I agree. Katri should be rushing 5 and 4. From our
Both these
perspective, we know
players
that
should have
it's
rushed 5 and 4.
fine because Wind has not been contesting it really. I guess one thing about my whole argument between Temple and Ridge is that Katri obviously saw the timing of the cliff face berries tick and knows based on that that he's not that far behind, and so if he thinks he's just faster than Wind at Temple, then sure, just make it a race.
I also think Katri tunnel visioning into 5A here, 5B here, is really bad. You know Wind is ahead of you, and you know Wind probably went for 5B, because 5B is pretty good. But you can still, like, claim a whole bunch of stuff in late 5A. Stone Seekers, kill 2 Seekers. Still 5 and 4 that neither player has done yet. Like, pretty sure there's something else as well. Yeah, Unraveling Berry. Like, there is stuff for you in 5A that you can not get locked out of.
And
Yeah. And also,
both players have skipped
players do
Dookie and
this.
5B.
it's interesting. I guess it is simple to go back for if you think you're on each other's tail. But then again, you're doing 20 Seeker Pops. Oh wait, no, that's skill. Never mind. We'll see how this plays out. I don't know if Keys were really as important as 5 and 4 though. Pause buffer. You had it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, turns purple, Wind gets it. Catry 100% knows Wind is ahead of him is in 5B now. What does Catry do? I think Catry... Actually, Catry's close to a checkpoint. Catry might quit out at the O. No, never mind. I feel like Catry's kind of been tunnel visioning into his route, even though he's very much just trailing behind Wind, and might just get locked out of everything, which is really bad. Like, there is so much stuff outside of 5D that you could get. Alright, when finishing up the secret box, taking it off, what do you do as Catry here? Like, just hope that you're faster at Summit? But then again, Wind has no clue where Catry is. Like, 0 clue. Last Catry takeoff was 10 berries in 3A, like, what? Just 5 minutes ago? Like, you have 0 clue.
You?
Alright, Catry going into 2A start. Blue Heart? Or, I guess Blue Heart. I still don't think this is nearly as important for you to get as 2 Theos.
Yeah, and also, like, if you were going to come and do this, you didn't need to finish 5B.
Yeah, like, you could
You're
have
finishing
very
5B,
easily just...
then surely you go into Summit and get 5 berries there for 5 and 4.
Like, quitting out is so fast. You just gotta realize it. There is...
Okay, so now we're seeing Theo cutscenes.
Okay.
Wind
Yeah.
is now thinking about 5 and 4.
Okay. Alright, Wind about to get locked out of... Actually, no. Finishing up 5 and 4. That's good. Alright. What are the berry counts for both players? Catry's at like 20, Wind's at like 26. So Wind's also ahead of 40 berries. Honestly, skipping the early berries for 5 and 4 is a really smart play. These berries are incredibly easy to go back for.
Oh, both players going for City Blue Heart.
Wind's like a little bit ahead. Oh, never mind!
Spikes.
Lead switch? Wait, this would be huge for Catry. Oh no. Oh, it turns purple. That is so unfortunate. Oh, that was such a close takeoff.
Oh, we actually get to see live on Country's stream the pain of the ticked it and it turned the other color.
That was so incredibly close. At this position, what do you do as Catry? Sight? I guess that's pretty fine. Like, works towards 4 B-sides. And blue-red. And core. But Wind is just has such a lead. Way ahead into 40 berries, way ahead. Oh, just ticked off 5 and 4 actually. Wind's at 7.
This is really unfortunate because Catry started out really well, working towards 5 and 4, and then just didn't finish it.
Yeah. I don't think 5 and 4 was nearly as as significant to this deficit as him just tunnel visioning through his what I assume to be initial route. Because as soon as you saw that kill 2 Seekers take off, you have to either quit out or just quit out the next checkpoint. You just have to play to what your opponent's doing. And like, yeah, as soon as you see that your opponent's into 5A way faster, you definitely have to change your game plan into maybe I shouldn't do 5B, maybe I should just clean up the rest of 5A. But Bingo is so hard. You can't really fault an intermediate player for not thinking about all of that. Alright, Wind is in Summit, which is super good for him because he can get binos really fast. Also because he has 4A, all the 4A checkpoints, so he can basically just finish up A binos just from that.
Yeah, and he's also getting berries, working towards 40 berries, and of course 1k berries are just on the board.
Yeah, this is not a finished game, but this is still a huge mountain that Katri has to climb. You have to bring this back.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at that. Obviously, Katri is advantaged to the 2 remaining resort objectives.
Yeah, totally. Let's do B-sides, absolutely advantage for Blue Earth, sorry, about to take off. That's 4.
Yeah.
And also the heart of
And of course, assuming Wind keeps going to 1k berries, Katri finishes Blue-Red in sight and has options now to go back and clean up some of the faster things that he skipped, like 2 keys in 5B, Grabless 1A, Unraveling Berry, maybe? Reflection cutscene in Hollows, also.
Alright, Katri is a 4. I, in this position, would go 5A. Honestly. There's... like, Unraveling Berry? Actually, never mind. No, I'm just kidding. What do you do? Like, Reflection?
I mean, I think any of the list of things that I just said, 5B for keys, Unraveling Berry maybe, Grabless 1A, Reflection cutscene, all of those are fast. A lot faster than playing all of Core.
Like, you don't have to play all the core. I guess you can quit out in the middle, but at that point you just did a lot for basically no actual objectives. Like, you can totally just do Grabless 1A. That is a one-man objective. Especially for someone as experienced in 1A as Katri. You could also do 2 keys in 5B, which is, like, super fast as well.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is, like you were saying, kind of a tunnel visioning thing, where maybe Katri had in mind, oh, 5 berries in 4 chapters, and there are 5 berries in core, and all collectibles in core is on the board.
I guess, but
Obviously,
yeah.
this is pure speculation, and like that's the sort of thing which would be great routing in Blackout, and not in Lockout, especially when 5 and 4 has already been ticked by the other player.
Alright, when doing 2 keys in 5B, this is good. Like, what is Wind's win condition? What are you advantage towards? 4A, all collectibles? Very much so. 5B keys you're about to get. And I guess everything else is kind of a toss-up between what Katri does. Katri has to quit out of core, after this checkpoint. He just has to. yeah, Wynn's routing has been great. Like I've been saying, like basically, so many of Wynn's decisions have just been good. Like Wynn basically had some hiccups in not doing this earlier and also not doing Theo's earlier, which Katri actually ended up getting instead of him. But like overall, this routing has been super solid. Like. He saw that 5B is really good, saw that Summit's super good for binos, and finishing up the 40 berries. Like, Wynn has been playing this really well.
Yeah, I think, if anything, I think maybe Wind will like misprioritize things in the early game, like rushed progress more than he needed to, rather than getting objectives or progress towards objectives. But then, since he stopped rushing progress, everything he's done has been fine. Whereas Katri started out decently well, and then just didn't finish some of the things that he was getting progress towards.
Katri is now committing into Heart of the Mountain, which is a 2-minute checkpoint. I'm tempted to call this GG at this point. Like, Wynn gets this, and then does Grabless 1A or Hollows cutscene Reflection. I mean, Reflection, cutscene, and Hollows. I guess both ways of saying it are, like, good.
Because the other possibility for what Katri's doing is it could just be that he kind of figures he's lost and is just playing core for fun. But I think at the time that he went into core, he wasn't definitively lost. Now he kind of is.
Yeah. Like, there at no point were you definitively lost in this game until you rush core. Like, Bingo, it's really hard to come back from a deficit like this, but usually it is possible, especially with this new generator. Katri died with a berry? Oh, that's so unfortunate. Now, Wind... Okay, I think Wind is just so scared of going for the short objectives. Because, again, Katri has not ticked off anything in so long. Wind has no idea where Katri is. DTS? Wait, hold on. Yo? Pause. Pause. That's late. Oh, he hit! I thought that was too late. Okay, when does the Giga Chad? Okay, Wind is just playing so well. Like,
Yeah. For someone who, coming into this binge, was very much not confident about his chances, Wind has played this super well.
Wind is a god gamer. He should be more confident. Grabless Y is on 30 minutes in. I think we're still kind of in the level where people see Grabless and are just kind of a little bit scared. But like Grabless 1A has like you have to do the spike jump at the end of Chasm Pedalplus, and also the last room is a bit wonky. But like it doesn't have any really hard parts, and 2A is mostly Grabless anyway. I'm not even joking when I say that. Like, Grabless 1A, Grabless 2A is so fast.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I generally wouldn't go for grab list 1A first pass, but that's more down to what I was saying about how the time loss is more significant the earlier in the match it is. And City is right at the start.
Alright, Petri finishing up 4. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do at this point. Like, Wind is just about to get the power source keys, and also got BTS. Like, really unfortunate, but that's just how, like, you have to learn how to react to what's happening. It is super hard, but like, the more Blingo you play, the better you get at this. And as someone with, like, again, Katri is like insane at movement. Like, Katri is super good at Celeste. But yeah, this is just the difference that it makes to have good rounding and slightly worse rounding.
Yeah, and to be fair, it can be, I would say, one of the most difficult things in Bingo is not just to respond to what your opponent does when you have to change your plans, but to do so fast.
Yeah, you have to basically just throw away your plan at an instant and make a new one. It is so difficult.
Yeah, I have absolutely had the experience of, you know, I see an attack from my opponent, and then like a minute later I realize what that tick means and realize it means I should not be doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But now it might be too late to change and do the thing which I should be doing because I'm a minute behind.
Like, yeah, you have to basically constantly think, I am in this chapter, this is my backup plan. If I see this objective during the other player's color, I immediately go there. And you just have to have that ready at every moment.
So, Rhinos in 1K already seeing a pretty good rush this game, a little bit. What else? 3 gems and summits, super fast.
So early game, we have Grabless 1A again. We have All Berries and Intervention. We have Talk to Theo in Awake and Read the Poem in 2A.
Oh wow. Wait. We have Sight Blue Heart and 4 Blue Hearts and 5 Hearts. This is definitely a rush. You definitely want to go for this.
Yeah. We also have both 4 cassettes and 5 cassettes. So that could be an interesting thing if you get 4. Obviously, if you get 4 cassettes first, that may well be a case where your opponent will not contest 5 cassettes.
Alright, we have a non-heart huge misorder, but I still think Resort is really good in this. You have Berries and Sweet, which are super fast if you know what you're doing. We have 10 Berries in 3, which actually plays really well with the Sweet Berries. You have 7 Winged. Yeah, Resort is super strong.
Yeah, there's also 2 Winged Berries in 2 chapters, and 10 Berries feeds into 40 Berries.
Yeah, this is definitely a 1A, then Sight Blue Heart Rush, and then finish out Sight, get Theo in Awake, maybe? Actually, no. You get that later, because you want to be ahead of the 3A. 3A is like super good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a board where if you're playing for content, you skip City. If you're playing to win the game, you probably don't, but...
You don't skip City. If anything, you skip Sight.
Both Sight and Resort are really good.
Like, Sight... Like, Resort is really good.
Honestly, I think a City skip might be viable so long as your opponent doesn't know that you do it.
Okay. No City skip, unfortunately.
Yeah,
actually no, City skip is bad because of 2 Winged.
Oh, yeah. 2
Yeah,
and 2.
City skip? Not the good. Alright. Enough about me routing. Let's get into this game. First of all, I'm not sure if you'd get City Winged first best. Like, first one is fast. I'm not sure if you get the second one. Because, like, Blue Heart and Sight, kind of important. Kind of the thing you want to prioritize. We'll see how this shouting goes. Like, there's also Berries and Intervention, which was missed the first time. Like, yeah, okay, Sight is very strong. You are correct. Like, so
also,
much,
Dragon,
so much
stop.
synergy.
Dragon, stop pointing out the connections. We're not supposed to let them know that these games are scripted.
Oh, yeah, so sure. Did Evan get winged?
Dragonite does get the second wind. I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at chat.
I
but
think
don't
Evan might have
think
gotten it
Evan
as
got
well.
it.
Yeah. I think that's a misplay. Sight, Blue Heart, just more important and comes into play earlier. I think Dragonite having such an unfortunate 1A, which is in a board as snowbally as this. I'm not sure if that's really what you want.
Okay, Evan does not go immediately for the Blue Heart.
That's interesting. Dragonite getting cassette? No, what? Did
Dragonite
run
return
early?
to map?
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I mean, hypothetically, it's a 20-second time loss, but not on this board. At least FM didn't get Sight Blue Heart. I guess rushing intervention berries and also 40 berries and also other resort stuff is just better. Choosing to skip intervention berries.
Like, this board is weird, I think. It's definitely one where I would struggle to decide, like, there are so many early objectives. Which ones do you go for and which ones do you skip to be ahead to the other ones?
Yeah. I don't know, I still think what FM is doing is just a misplay. Except it's so strong. Dragonite getting the Blue Heart. I think there's still a scenario in FM's mind where Dragonite unlocked intervention and then got the Blue Heart. After seeing that FM didn't get it. So FM doesn't necessarily know that Dragonite is this far behind. It's gonna be big. Okay. You get Theo? No, you get the poem. No, you get Theo. This is not a... I don't know. I don't think this is a thing you can do first pass. Like, it's not as important as intervention berries. Or the 3A stuff.
I mean, I guess if you skip the intervention berries to try and be ahead to 3A, and then you see the late Blue Heart tick and assume that you're ahead, so you have time to talk to Theo.
That is true. That
not
is true.
to read the poem, I guess.
Like if you do that, you also read the poem. Like, it is right there.
Yeah, like going straight for Theo and skipping the poem is more a thing you do if you think your opponent is right on your tail.
Yeah, but you saw the Blue Heart takeoff fairly late. Anyway, you're in Resort first, which is still super good. You can clean up so much stuff. Do we see a counterplay 3A skip from Dragonite? Is the question. You get... You can get Pusets faster. You can get Blue Heart and 5A Blue Heart faster. You don't get wing berries. This is really difficult. Like, you can get 5B, which helps 4 hearts, and also gets you into summit faster. Yeah, this is pretty viable. I'm not sure if it's... like, 3 is so good. 3A is just so good at this.
Yeah. I think as Dragonite you have to 3A skip here.
Yeah,
Because
you have to wait.
it's so good you have to assume that FM is there and you know you're behind.
Okay, let's do some counting. How many objectives in 3A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing 7 for I knew there was something else, isn't there? It, I guess, helps towards 5 cassettes and blue hearts. But it is 6 concrete objectives and then 2 synergy. I guess 3 synergy. You know what would have been a crazy play for Dragonite? If after, like, because he's skipping early in City, you turn on Grabless and play Grabless Chasm. That would have been super good, honestly. Like, you have to play it again? Might as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that's something which a lot of people don't think to do, and
Wait,
as we
is
should,
she?
is just playing single checkpoints grabless.
Wait. I don't remember that. Am I just clueless? I might be just clueless. It's very possible. Any more informed people in the chat? Hold on, let me go back into VOD. Hold on, I need to see this. Meanwhile, FM making his way into 3A, Dragonite choosing not to skip.
Okay.
This is interesting.
So, I do think this is questionable from Dragonite, because, again, you know you're behind.
Dragonite did not play Grabless Chasm.
Okay, and FM takes 2 into 2, and Dragonite is still playing 3A. And
I did
FM
great.
FM also takes 10 berries in 3A, and
You still have, as Dragonite, you still have a chance to like quit out. Like you see,
Yeah.
FM's ahead of you, and it's such a hard. Bingo is so hard. It is so brutal that a small mistake like this can offset your routing this much. I guess you kind of want to take this wing before you quit out, possibly? No, okay. But you just have to make it not progress. I've been putting out. Playing... Poem. That's good. This is good for FM, I guess.
yeah, I really think that Dragonite should have got this.
Yeah.
Like, if you know you're behind in progress, then pick up the things that your opponent skipped.
Skip. Nice! Okay. We still have a game.
Yeah, okay.
This is very winnable.
Oh, also, FM hasn't ticked the mess order.
Did FM do the mess order, or did he just opt for the hard order? Good.
No, he definitely did Towels last. I wasn't paying attention to if he did the other two in the correct order, I guess.
Like, hiding it would be good for the purpose of if, like... Actually, no, wait. Why do you hide this? Huh. It's pretty weird, honestly.
Yeah, it seems weird to hide the
It'll
mess
work
of it,
out for him, but giving the information is quite the ballsy play.
Yeah, because you already told your opponent that you were in 3A with 2 inked and 2 and 10 berries in 3A.
Alright, Dragon Knight getting the cassette here, which is good. You could... How many berries? 40 berries? Like, you could very much contest 40 berries in this situation. Like, just 1A, 2A, 4A? Oh, really fast. Like, you will have Shrine unlocked. Super good. Alright. As Effin goes into Sweet.
Spelling things incorrectly is an important part of the Celeste community's culture, Dragon.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Right. You get the blue heart here. Did Effin get the blue heart? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes? Okay. You will have to contest that super fast. But I'm not sure if Effin can make the raid. Like, Effin, as we've, like, even if we're saying that he's in a really good position after cleaning up all Resort, he has no read on where Dragon Knight is.
He finally takes the mess order. I wonder if he just forgot to take it.
I think he's trying to confuse Dragon Knight. I think maybe he thinks it would have baited her into playing Resort a bit more, which is really good for him since he's so far ahead. Clearly did not follow the start pacing. How many? What's the berry counts for both our players?
I don't know.
I think we'll see very shortly on Dragon Knight's screen. Got 14 in Resort. Skipping Rich?
Okay, yeah.
Very interesting.
So,
Rushing
I was going to
blue.
say, I think that this is kind of the correct play from Effin. I think if you played Ridge, then Dragon Knight stands a much better chance because she could still be ahead to all the temple objectives. Now, Effin can take all the temple objectives, and what does Dragon Knight get?
All the temple objectives, as in Temple, Blue Heart, and Slow Seekers 20 times.
4 cassettes, and also continuing to just be ahead in progress. Because
he's
Dragon Knight
grabless. I didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, that.
Going
That's
grabless
right,
5A
grabless
first
5A.
pass. Quite ballsy. No, he's just doing 5A. No cassette. I mean, actually, possibly cassette, actually. I forgot where it was. Don't mind me. Getting the key. Doing all these things grabless. What a play. Dragon Knight about to finish up Ridge. Honestly, if Effin struggles a bit on grabless enough, Dragon has a chance. Oh, the jump over the snowball! Oh my god, that was so close! Depths early key grabless. Bottom text. Alright, going to 5A. This is pretty sealed for FM. But as Dragonite, you probably still get this so that you can get 4 blue. Possibly. Unless FM just rushes 4 blue right after this, in which case it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this game has been so much defined by,
Yeah.
firstly, Dragonite returning to map too early at the end of Chasm, and then secondly, Dragonite choosing to play Resort knowing that she was behind.
I don't think playing Resort was all that bad. Like, literally just 1 checkpoint, and you have like a couple
Well,
options
yeah,
that you can still
but-
contest.
But
Oh,
the thing with it is that she was already behind in progress, and playing a checkpoint of Resort before skipping meant that she stayed behind in progress, and FN was able to just skip Ridge and be ahead in Temple as well as having
Yeah.
been ahead in Sight and Resort.
Meanwhile, we see Dragonite going for the cassette. If she rushes 5B, she's very much still in this. She can totally be ahead into Summit, getting 1k binos and 3 gems, which is huge. And she can totally get Sunseekers 20 times first. That's faster in 5B, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah,
Even though, like, I guess FM is already unraveling though. Like,
yeah.
still.
If you farm Seeker Stones in Unraveling, then that's faster because there's a Seeker in Unraveling. There are multiple Seekers in Unraveling. But if you just play through the chapter, then you probably get 20 stuns faster in 5B.
Dragonite rushing cassettes? This is good. I like this.
Dragonite rushing cassettes, Ephraim rushing blue hearts.
Like 4 cassettes, 5 cassettes. Big. Very big. You can get 4 right now and 5 in Summit. Or I guess Reflection. That is viable. And FM.
And that,
Getting
Ephraim goes for
cassettes.
cassettes. Ephraim
This
did
is a
not get
lockout.
the Temple cassette while he was there. He did get the side cassette first pass.
How many cassettes?
But,
2? Dragonite way ahead. Like, this is just Dragonite's last one. Alright. Picking up 4 cassettes.
No,
Nope, didn't get
I guess
four cassettes.
I must have been thinking of the last game.
Dragonite managing to waste a bit of FM's time. What do you have in Resort? Cassette? No.
Wingberry?
Wingberry?
And I feel like
Yes.
5B should be the priority.
5B is
here,
just
but,
more important. Yeah.
This isn't a bad play. Assuming this is just
Rush.
get the Wingberry quit out.
She's rushing Wingberry, maybe Hearts. Which is alright. Yeah, okay. That's good. This is fine. That was like a 30-second detour. You can manage that. In depths, though? I'm not sure about this one. You already got the cassette, right?
Yeah, this is Wingberry again.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Wait, no, it's not.
Okay.
What are you playing for here? Blue Heart? I disagree with this. This part is so slow. But I guess there is a very
maybe
big chance
maybe
that
this is the Wingberry that she doesn't know where the Wingberry is.
is pretty difficult. Grab this 1A. This is pretty good, honestly. Quick 1 minute objective while you're thinking about what you want to do. Honestly, this is good. Ooh, the double raid. What is up, piano and Tao? Sub 1, 24-33 barbecue. That's best. Great. Doesn't seem like FM is focusing secret bombs that much.
Well, I think that makes sense, really. Like, you get them on the way, but you want to focus more on finishing the chapter to get into late game, and then you can come back for the last few mobs, or when you get to the last seeker in the level, maybe you farm that one for however many you still need.
Let's finish this up. Alright, now what do you do? 5B probably, yep. This is probably the best decision to make.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do think the better choice would have been to do this sooner, but
I mean, if you are
this
confused,
is definitely the right thing to do now.
if you are like confused and stressed out, it's better to just like take the minute, chillax, get an easy objective while you're thinking about something, instead of just like waiting for maybe 40 seconds. Or like even wasting time for 40 seconds. Alright. What is everyone's conviction? Grab this 5A, you get 20 secret box. Right here, surely. There is no secret after this room. Oh my god. Way too up close and personal.
This secret is very rude, in my experience.
This seeker is screwed up, bro. Alright, taking off 20 bucks. Hi, Isaac. Welcome to the bingo. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, everything is fine. Alright. This is finishing up 5 grapples as well. At 10, need 3 more. There's 2 frames summit. I guess 3 frames summit actually if you want to play all the way to all flags. I guess that is your win con.
Yeah, unfortunately it is that simple.
Oh, this
Everyone hasn't
all-
taken
almost
grab
all
this
of this.
5A.
Like almost all of this was just by virtue of Dragon Knight skipping a little bit too early on the chasm cutscene, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, skipping too early on Chasm and then playing 3A start for basically no reason. I guess if she gets
There's a reason.
7 wing berries, then she will actually get something out of it. But so far, she's gotten no benefit from playing that, and it's just put her behind in progress. But if you think, like, the amount of time she spent playing 3A start is probably... I wasn't paying attention to how long it was, but it was probably comparable to the amount of time that FM has so far spent in Summit. So if you just give her that time back and have her in Summit, then we have a Summit race on our hands.
Okay, but hindsight is 2020. Alright, FM is at 5 winged. Dragonite can get 5 in depths. Going to Reflection for final cassette.
Yeah, I guess the other thing would be just if Dragonite just somehow had like one of the objectives that FM has, like Poem, actually, I guess. If she had gotten Poem, then it becomes harder for FM to win.
It becomes way harder.
Just
You no longer win on Summit.
Although I think FM has been getting berries, so he's also thinking about 40 berries. But yeah, in principle, Evan could no longer win off just Summit if just one objective switched colours.
It's just how much such a small difference, such a small mistake can make such a huge difference in the game overall. Bingo's brutal. Alright. Into the cassette. This should be her 5th cassette. Okay, yeah. Evan takes off 3 gems. We might be seeing a GG call in here. Quitting out. Interesting. Oh, I think he just missed the bino.
And it looks like Dragonite has remembered where the wing berry is.
I'm not sure if I was forgetting where the link area is. It could have just been something else. Maybe I'm thinking about continuing to play 5A, and then maybe getting the heart, and then deciding not to because it's slow. Anyway, cleaning up 7 wing. As FM finishes up finals in 1K.
There's 26 berries. Farewell.
Farewell. Intro Car and Breach Event Horizon. The synergy of dreams.
And it looks like FM is just going to win off of Reach Library.
It is so hard in a board as 3A stacked as this one to come back from skipping a cutscene in 1A too early. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, we should point out that obviously none of this is to take away from what FM has done.
Oh yeah, FM also did
It's,
routed pretty well.
yeah.
Like hiding a lot of the 3A stuff until the end, and also just skipping 4A to get the snipe 5A blue heart in 4 blue. Really impressive routing on his end.
Yeah. So it's not like we're saying that Dragonite messing up early on just gave him a free win. He still had to play this very well.
By
But
no
it made it
means
just
free.
a lot easier for him.
There is no such thing as a free win in Bingo.
Yep. I was literally talking the other day about how I've thrown games because I got a big lead in objectives early in the game, and then I just started playing worse because I thought I figured, oh, I've already won basically.
Right, from the last screen of staff orders, I know my checkpoint names. Even though none of the B-side checkpoint names are real. Alright, and that should be it. And GG's. Yeah, all things considered, these are pretty good games.
Yeah, this has been a great first day of the intermediate binge.
I'm excited to see what comes tomorrow as we progress further into the bracket. Don't make sure you don't miss it. Tomorrow, I believe it's around the same time.